Star Wars. I love Star Wars, I really do. Right now, it is arguably bigger than it has ever been, with movies coming out every year, books coming out insanely frequently, AAA title games, it is big. Whether or not that is a good thing or oversaturation is a topic for either another YouTuber or another video. There are few movie series or shows that everyone knows. If you haven't seen them, you know about them. And Star Wars is one of them. I have loved Star Wars my entire life. One of my earliest memories was watching the prequels and just loving the story being told and the visuals. Star Wars has always been the series of movies that I would watch over and over. They are my comfort stories. Every time I watch one of the currently 10 movies, it brings me joy. I wanted to make this video because there is a lot going on in Star Wars communities and have been for a while now. It's summed up by a friend of mine who really likes to say, no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Now this is both true and untrue. It's true in the sense that, yeah, of course the people most likely to get upset about something Star Wars are people who are fans, because we are the ones who are invested. We are the ones who hold the stories dear. If you aren't a fan and something happens you don't agree with, you're more just likely to say, meh, that's not for me, and get on with your day. If you're a fan, those feelings of disagreement conflict with the feelings of love and joy that you're accustomed to. In any fandom, those who will feel the biggest impact of any decision are the fans. It's also untrue because, like with most things, the ones who spread the negativity, while they may be loud, are not the majority. The vast majority either promote good things, such as the 501st, or just sit quietly and keep to themselves. While it's true that the people who cry out and hate on choices made are fans of the lore and the stories, they do not represent us as a whole. Now, on to the part which is always so divisive, the sequel movies. I said earlier that I am always happy to watch Star Wars, and I meant it. That includes the 4, soon to be 5 movies that Disney has put out. Does that mean I'm a blind sheep who loves everything Star Wars and doesn't listen to anyone who criticizes the absolutely golden franchise? No, of course not. There are parts of the sequel trilogy that I don't agree with. There are choices in the prequel trilogy I don't agree with. Even if I was forced to, I could find things with the original trilogy I don't agree with. The reason I believe that the originals are held in such high regard is because they were a fresh telling of the classic tale of good versus evil with its own twist. They were the starting point, and they came out as good as they did because George had help in making them. The prequels have a lot of stilted dialogue because that's just the way George writes, and he had a lot more direct control. But the story is still strong and true with what the originals started. Now to the new era movies, the sequels and the standalones. Rogue One is visually breathtaking. Every time I watch it, I'm in awe. Plus the hallway scene. Need I say more? My biggest issue is that Jyn doesn't do anything. She's just taken from place to place because she's Galen's daughter. Yeah, she fights to survive, but that's about it. She doesn't make decisions to lead or go anywhere. She's taken places. The story is still strong, and it fits with what A New Hope introduced. It's just the motivations of the character. Solo is a fun jaunt, but there are certain scenes that don't grab me as much as the rest of the film. The story is still nice and strong though. Now to the sequels. Force Awakens is fun and it's great. I just believe that. Is it quite similar to A New Hope? Yes, it is. But Lucas has said that Star Wars is like poetry. It rhymes and it complements itself. This was the first movie to be undertaken without George's direct involvement, and so Abrams had to try and rhyme with the stories that came before. Sure, we got the same themes and character types, but the characters were new. New heroes, new villains. Star Wars was back and it was exciting. Episode 8. I'm going to say it. I enjoy it. Did it disappoint me? Hell yeah. I have plenty to say about The Last Jedi. But am I going to stand on a soapbox with everyone else and shame every person who worked on it? God, no. They tried something new. It just didn't work out so well. Could I have done better? No, I could not. Could another director? Definitely. But I find that with most films. Other directors have different styles and different tastes, so any other director would have given us a different movie. There is no film that I think you could have another director work on and not be given a different, potentially equally, if not better, product. There would be some, but most wouldn't. Episode 8 falls in that majority. I think episode 8, while it might not have been as great as everyone was wanting it to be, served its purpose of giving us some character development, whether in the direction we were expecting and wanting or not, and has set us up for Rise of Skywalker later this year. If you want to see Star Wars done by Star Wars fans, there are some fantastic fan films out there. You have Apprentice by the T7 Pro team, the brilliant Vader Episode 1 by Star Wars Theory, Odyssey by MAV Films, and A Smuggler's Trade by Jamie Costa, just to name a few, all of which are linked down below. There are some wonderful tellings of stories out there made by fans. Star Wars is a massive galaxy, with timelines stretching thousands and thousands of years. The stories which can be told using its universe are virtually limitless. And that's why I love Star Wars.